Well, hi there. I'm going to start off with two public service announcements. The first public service announcement is that today is Tuesday, November 3rd. If you haven't voted yet, get off your ass and get out there and vote. I'm not going to tell you I don't care about who you vote for, because I do. But I'm not going to tell you what my hope is. The important thing is that you exercise your right, your responsibility to our democracy to participate. And the best way you can do that is to vote. The second PSA announcement, public service announcement, is if you haven't gotten your Shingles shot yet, get off your ass and go get it. You don't want to get shingles. Trust me. I certainly didn't want to get it. That's why I got the Shingrix vaccine, unfortunately, 2 months before I got the transplant. So the transplant wiped it out. Having said that, it's really critical that you get this vaccine because you don't want to get the virus. It is insanely painful. It's next level pain. And depending upon your situation, it can be deadly. And I say that because it put me in the hospital for a week. Again, in the hospital again, this time for a week. And it was extremely dangerous because it, as you can probably see, involved the left hemisphere of my scalp and forehead and was present in the orbit of my left eye, which is particularly dangerous because it can cause blindness. It can affect the retina, the cornea, and the optic nerves. It is a deadly virus. So consider yourself warned. Go out and get the virus. And that's, part of one of the reasons that this post is late. We got out of the hospital Saturday is because I was really self-conscious about the way I looked, and it looked very much like I could go trick-or-treating and be the monster because of what they call the vesicles that were on my face and forehead, and how angry and nasty they were. But I got past that, so we're going to do the post anyway. Because it has a lot to do with the circumstance that I found myself in over the last number of weeks, months. And that has to do with the struggle to commit. And it's hard to do that, especially when there are lots of, like-tos on your list, things that you'd like to do on your list of to-dos, and you really can't commit to them because you don't know what physical shape you're going to be in and whether or not you're going to be challenged or what kind of obstacles you're going to have to face in order to get them done. And that's exactly what's happened to me. I mean, I really want to start a podcast. I think it's important. I think I have information that's worth sharing, and I think that there are people who might be interested in that information. I know there's certainly people that could help. The problem is that you might as well translate podcast as commitment because you need to be there whenever you're going to be there. So if you're going to do that podcast every 2 weeks, you'd better be there every 2 weeks. If you're going to do it once a month, you should be there once a month. And there's a big difference between wanting to and being able to, especially when you're being challenged physically, as I've been over the last number of weeks and months. And it makes it difficult to commit. I'd like to do a newsletter with the lessons that I've embedded in Misfire, what to do when things aren't running on all cylinders. I've got a name for the podcast. I've got a name for the newsletter. And yet, we're not able to go ahead and make that commitment yet because I'm scared to death something else will, raise its ugly head and I'll be playing whack-a-mole again, trying to figure out what I have to do to get better from the next physical medical challenge I have to face. And this is all while I'm still not back to where I should have been with regard to inoculations, immunizations, and my immune system. So it makes it difficult when you know that you're going to be challenged or that there's a possibility. And now over the last couple of months, I've been in the hospital what seems like every other week. And I've been in the hospital for almost a month out of the last 2 months. And that's a long time. And it takes you a while to get back to where you were. And you always seem to get pushed back a little bit further. And that's difficult as well. So it's hard to get your timing back. It's hard to get that rhythm. And it's hard to feel good about trying to do something when all of a sudden you find that you can't, or that it's exhausting, or that all of these illnesses and all of these challenges and all of these obstacles have become debilitating. The hard part's fighting your way through that. And yet, there's really no alternative, because if you're not going to fight your way through any of this stuff, then in essence, you're giving up. And failure is not an option. Giving up is not an option. Not if you're me. Not if you're wired like I am. I won't allow the disease or the cure to have that much agency over me and what it is I want to do and what I can do and what I will do in the future. So I may be struggling to commit. I may be having my frustrations and anxieties and doubts about what I'll be able to do in the future, but that's not going to stop me from doing it. And what it has done, it has helped me with a much better, much healthier attitude about what failing to do that looks like, and the difference between failure, which is more permanent, and that momentary obstacles and challenges that you can get through if you choose to, if you really work hard and you make that commitment. In the meantime, that's what I'll be doing, and that's what I'll be thinking about over the next couple of days. So certainly welcome any of your comments. As you well know, I like these to be bi-directional, and I love it when somebody reaches out, even if it's to challenge me, which is odd, I know. So in the meantime, stay well, stay safe, stay home, stay focused, and stay strong. Take care. There's a lot riding on your ability to stay with it, and vote. Vote and get your Shingrix shot.